Hello viewers, we are back again. We are continuing with the power of mind. What your mind think, you shall achieve. We've already established that whatever gets into your mind and is conceived and is believed by your mind, you can produce. I've given you an example that a woman who believes she's pregnant, probably because the husband is putting pressure on her, can end up feeling signs of pregnancy where she's not, because the mind has believed that. Meaning anything that gets to be conceived by your mind, you will produce, you will achieve. Now, in a nutshell, I'm saying to you, a battlefield for success and failure is your mind. Meaning, if we are to correct anything about your destiny, we need to correct how you think, your thinking patterns. If I can tamper with your mind, I can tamper with your future. I can tamper with your success. I can tamper with your relationship. A mindset, how you think, makes you or destroys you. So if you are to invest anything, invest in your mind. Some says you are what you speak. Well, I believe that, but it is a partial truth, because I believe you are what you think, because you speak what you think. My question is, what is it that you have conceived in your mind? What is it that is in your mind? Because that is what you're going to produce. You can't think poverty, conceive poverty, and produce otherwise. We are the products of our mind. Whatever that is outside, it is what has been conceived. Now, the question remains, what is it that you have conceived? Now, you might be a student thinking that success is about getting a degree, a diploma, or a master's. But you are about to be shocked, because you are about to learn that the difference between you now and your degree is few exams. You will get those exams and realize that success is bigger than that. The problem now with a mind is, every person think that what they know now is the best, or it's all. You think that you are wise. Even a man who is declared to be mentally ill believe that he's the most wisest person. That's why even yourself, it's only when you look back about your life, you realize that the decision I took 5 years back, 10 years back, I took because I was young, I was naive, I was stupid. But by the time you took those decisions, you thought that is the best. Now, a mindset will always reflect outside. What is it that you want? How much you have invested on it regarding knowledge? Be it a marriage. When we talk about success, I'm not talking about finance, I'm talking about success in totality. Because you don't want to have money and you suffer in a relationship. You don't want to have money and you suffer in your health. There are people who are sick today because of lack of information, lack of knowledge, lack of wisdom. They eat what they were not supposed to eat. They drink what they were not supposed to drink. They smoke what they were not supposed to smoke. That's why they are sick today. So you cannot ignore wisdom and get away with it. You will pay a price for ignoring wisdom, for ignoring knowledge. Be it in a business, be whatever that you do. If you ignore knowledge, you ignore wisdom, you are going to pay. And I don't want you to look back and regret. Seek information. Can you imagine a student who perhaps she said tertiary, he said high school, he said primary school, and that person till today the only career they know is teaching, nursing, doctor. I want to be a police, I want to be a soldier, and that's all. Meaning they aim too low. They will aim according to their knowledge. So they will learn later that no, there are courses like geology. You can become a geologist, you can become this, and you learn that when you have already at a institution of higher learning. So you can become a teacher not because you were supposed to be, but because that's all you knew about career. You were limited to that extent. If perhaps you are from very fortunate school, don't argue with this, because we come from those schools where we use, when we're still at primary and high school, when a teacher comes and asks us, what do you want to become when you're old? We only knew about teaching, nursing, policing, soldier, doctor, lawyer. That's all we knew. And we were limited accordingly. Can you imagine that? And we pay the price, because you cannot be anything outside what you know. You cannot pursue what you don't know. You only pursue what you know. So what is it that you know about success? Where have you learned that? Because one thing you don't want in your life is to spend the rest of your life believing in a lie. You will realize later that I wasted my life believing in a lie, believing in a wrong information. Dr. Miles Monroe once taught us that the wealthiest spot on earth is not the gold mine, but the wealthiest spot on earth is the cemetery, the graveyard. Because there, that's where you find poem that has never been heard, songs that have never been listened to, books that have never been read. Why? Because people died with potential. They died with all of what is needed. Don't say on God's time things will happen, or its own time. There's no such things as it will happen on God's time. Do you think people who died broke, it was God's will? You have to make a decision today that in all my getting, I will get wisdom. In all my seeking, I will seek knowledge. Because you can never ignore these two and don't pay the price. Not you, even the generation, your children will pay for ignoring wisdom. Because wisdom is a defense. Your mind is your asset. And what is conceived in your mind, you will produce, you will achieve. We can safely say that anything that we have now in this world is as a result of a mind. Somebody thought about it. The car you drive, the house, the internet you are using, the cell phone, everything that we have today, it's as a result of a mind, including rape, terrorism, every crime. It's certain individuals who sat down and said, we are going to rob a bank today, and how are we going to do that? It's a mind. So before he robs the bank, he thought about it, and he put his thought in action. That's why I'm saying, what is it that is conceived in your mind? If I can know what is in your mind, I can know where you are going in life. I can know what is going to limit you. In all your investment, make it a point that you invest in your mind. You don't want to regret later that I wish I knew. I said to you, even marriage, it's not about love, it's about wisdom, it's about knowledge. In the olden days, people were not proposing, but family would go and look for a wife for a man. And two people who never met each other, they will marry each other, stay in marriage, happily so, have children and grandchildren. What is that? It is not love, it is knowledge that kept them together. And people that said they love each other, they divorced. Why? Because it's not about love, it's about knowledge. So make it a point, or otherwise there's a price to pay. Wisdom is a defense. Wisdom, it is a defense. Get wisdom today, or otherwise you shall pay for that. I'm not out of message, but I'm out of time. Please subscribe Your Mind, Your Asset on YouTube channel and get more. I want to explain to you what makes one rich and what makes one poor and what is the difference. But I'm out of time. Subscribe to this YouTube channel, Your Mind, Your Asset.